Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively get yet another fake PR award from Time magazine. Hanging out together at these rich events. There he is. Oh, look at them.
It's really smart.
So therefore, she's one of the most influential people of 2025? No, not this year.
Hollywood has officially canceled Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, and you won't believe the reason this time. On April 16th, you might be wondering how this power couple made it onto Time's 100 most influential list, and now the secrets are out, and the truth is downright shocking. The power couple allegedly bribed their way onto it, and the way they pulled it off is being called one of the dirtiest tricks Hollywood has ever seen.
Published last week, and everyone's like, he bought that cover, this is so corrupt. And I mean, that could be.
Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively's recent inclusion in Time magazine's 100 most influential list has ignited a scandal that's shaking Hollywood to its core. What should have been a moment of triumph has instead turned into an expose of alleged manipulation, backdoor deals, and questionable ethics.
You might remember back in, April, Blake Lively got this fake award from Time 100. One of the most influential people of 2025, yeah, because she gave a donation to the NAACP back in 2019.
Blake Lively making Time magazine's 2025 100 most influential list? Sure, because nothing screams timely influence like a donation from 2019. That's right, 4 years ago, Blake wrote a check to the NAACP, and suddenly she's rubbing shoulders with the movers and shakers of today. Philanthropy is great and all, but let's be honest, if past donations were the gold standard for influence, half of Hollywood's guest lists would look like a reunion of retired do-gooders. The real question isn't what she did back then, but what strings were pulled to make it matter now.
That's how cynical it is. They are really milking the hate that Ryan Reynolds is receiving right now.
According to industry insiders, Blake and Ryan's spot on the list wasn't a natural accolade. It was allegedly part of a strategic PR operation. Sources claim the couple's representatives spent upwards of $1 million to secure their positions on the prestigious list. These funds, reportedly channeled through PR firms and marketing agencies, were used to shape narratives, influence editorial decisions, and cement their status in the public eye.
I forgot to say this the other day. One of the reasons I think that Time 100 put him on the cover is because they know people will talk about it. It doesn't really matter if it's negative comments or negative attention.
This brings us to Time magazine's owner, Salesforce billionaire Mark Benioff. Known for his connections with Hollywood elites, Benioff has hosted exclusive gatherings attended by entertainment and business moguls. Photos of Benioff rubbing shoulders with prominent figures like Ari Emanuel reveal a tightly woven network where influence and favors are the currency of the day.
It just looks terrible that he only has like 19 friends that can say something nice about him and Maximum Effort, which was the company that he was talking a lot about, and which was the company that was one of the top 100 most influential blah 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 in the world.
Experts have pointed out that Time magazine's lists often benefit its sponsors and allies. It's worth noting that Ryan Reynolds' company, Maximum Effort, has reportedly collaborated with Salesforce on marketing campaigns, sparking questions about whether these connections played a role in his and Blake's inclusion.
Agents, marketers, publicists, they all work together and create a plan for their talent, for their people. Great, you're gonna get this, this, and this if we go to Time. Okay, sold.
The financial implications are staggering. Forbes estimates that being named on Time's list can increase a celebrity's endorsement deals by as much as 30%. For Blake and Ryan, this translates into millions in potential revenue through brand collaborations and media opportunities. However, the controversy surrounding their alleged payment for inclusion threatens to undermine these benefits.
People are talking. So many of those quotes from that Time 100 interview has appeared in outlets everywhere, basically.
Critics argue that the list's credibility is at stake. Recent surveys show that 68% of readers now question the authenticity of Time magazine's rankings, with many perceiving them as pay-to-play schemes rather than genuine recognitions of influence.
Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively get yet another fake PR award from Time magazine, exposing a deceptively manipulative, and I'm gonna say corrupt, media organization.
The backlash has been swift and brutal. Fans and industry professionals alike are speaking out against the manipulation of such a revered platform. Social media has erupted with hashtags like #TimeForTransparency, demanding accountability from both the magazine and the couple. Ryan and Blake's brands, built on relatability and authenticity, are now under scrutiny. Trust is hard-earned and easily lost, and the perception that they bought their way onto a prestigious list could be a costly misstep.
These are the types of people who are actually in control, and that's what's really scary about this whole thing.
This scandal raises a critical question. How often do wealth and influence dictate recognition in the entertainment industry? As the story unfolds, it's clear that the lines between merit and manipulation have never been blurrier.
This is such bad move. Yeah, he'll still get some people, but it's just now he looks so disingenuous. Anyway.
The timing of the Time magazine stunt couldn't have been more convenient for them. Baldoni's lawsuit was already casting shadows on their public image. By landing on such a prominent platform, they redirected the spotlight away from the controversy and back onto their curated personas. Ryan's inclusion in the 100 Most Influential Companies segment for Maximum Effort, his marketing company, further underscores this orchestrated narrative. The media focused not on the allegations against them, but on Ryan's business acumen and Blake's influence.
This is what happens. These are what powerful people do.
This isn't just about individual reputations. It's a mirror reflecting the darker side of Hollywood, the part that thrives on power plays, connections, and carefully crafted illusions. While Justin Baldoni struggles to clear his name, Blake and Ryan have seemingly leveraged their access to silence dissent and secure their positions. It's a high-stakes chess game, and for now, it seems they're willing to sacrifice integrity for a few more moves on the board.
The state of it then, now, in the future. How do I manipulate the future?
But here's the twist. The cracks in their strategy are showing. With insiders beginning to speak out and journalists pulling back the curtain, this is more than just a scandal. It's a reckoning, and Hollywood is watching closely. It seems like Hollywood isn't buying what Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds are selling anymore. The glittering facade is cracking, and behind it lies a growing wave of resentment from the industry's insiders. For a couple who built their brand on charm and relatability, the fallout from their alleged PR manipulation is hitting like a ton of bricks, and the whispers are turning into outright refusals.
So he can claim jokes or whatever, but to pull random quotes of Justin talking about his teenage years and his growth and maturity and to try to use against him to label him a predator, which none of the quotes did, I actually applaud them for, even though they're not supposed to do it, for making the point to be like, nice try, Reynolds. You have your own quotes.
I felt like it was very aggressive. I agree, and I can't fault somebody for wanting to stick up for their partner, but there were parts of it as I was reading it I couldn't help but feel like it was a bit petty.
Let's start with the people who have seen it all, the crew. Anonymous sources have come forward to paint a less than flattering picture of Lively and Reynolds behind the scenes. One crew member described Blake as demanding and unapologetic, adding that her refusal to own up to past mistakes has left a sour taste. Another insider didn't mince words, labeling her a mean girl and calling her behavior exhausting.
It's just deranged. It's nonsensical. Like, fire the whole PR team. It's dumb.
Ryan doesn't escape unscathed either. While he's known for his quick wit and humor, some insiders argue that his penchant for PR spin is wearing thin. The carefully curated image of the nice guy is starting to feel more like a marketing ploy than genuine personality, especially to those who've worked closely with him.
It's all so deceptive to me. I'm sorry. I'm starting to see through it more and more. He's such a charmer. I've fallen for it. I believe Tim Miller and others, TJ, they all fallen for it. And he's able to throw on that charm and win them back. Everybody's coming to defend Justin. Everybody's coming out of the work because of his core values and his integrity.
And it's not just whispers among the crew. High-profile industry figures are quietly distancing themselves, with Justin Baldoni garnering discreet but powerful support. Baldoni, who's kept his head down during this storm, has reportedly received backing from directors and actors who admire his integrity. Hollywood loves an underdog, and Baldoni's calm demeanor in the face of controversy is earning him allies.
Not a single damn one wants to come forward to defend these two.
If Blake thought the backlash was limited to whispers and subtle shade, she's in for a rude awakening. The list of celebrities refusing to work with her is growing longer by the day, and these aren't minor players. Ariana Grande has made it crystal clear that she's all about authenticity. When approached for a potential collaboration with Blake, Ariana reportedly declined without hesitation. Sources close to the singer cited Blake's tone-deaf approach during her advocacy efforts as a deal-breaker. Ariana, known for her own battles to stay true to her voice, isn't interested in aligning with someone who, in her eyes, lacks sincerity.
I have to say I've met Cara Delevingne a few times and I really like her. She's like, you know, she's honest, she's open, she's like, what you see is what you get with her.
Zendaya, the queen of effortless cool, also walked away from a joint project involving Lively. Officially, it was due to creative differences, but Hollywood insiders suspect otherwise. Zendaya has been vocal about working only on projects that align with her principles, and Blake's calculated PR moves apparently didn't make the cut. Zendaya's quiet departure sent a loud message. Ethics matter, and Blake doesn't fit the bill. Then there's Margot Robbie, who made her disapproval public in the most modern way possible, the unfollow button. After the Time magazine controversy exploded, eagle-eyed fans noticed that Margot had unfollowed Blake on social media. It didn't stop there. Margot openly criticized the kind of manipulative PR strategies that prioritize buzz over genuine talent. Coming from someone as respected as Margot, that's a burn that's hard to ignore.
So, saw this post in the Team Justin Baldoni subreddit, and this is from Billy Bush's channel here, talking about the other people that Blake Lively said will be coming forward in this lawsuit.
As Blake faces mounting rejection, Justin Baldoni is quietly rallying support. Directors, producers, and fellow actors are reportedly lining up to side with him, refusing to collaborate with Blake out of loyalty to Baldoni's principles. It's a powerful stand, proving that integrity still holds value in an industry often driven by image.
It's all anybody's talking about. Everyone's sick of it too, and people are fed up.
While Blake bears the brunt of the backlash, Ryan isn't getting off scot-free. Celebrities who once called him a friend are now steering clear. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who shared on-screen chemistry with Ryan in the past, has reportedly put their professional relationship on ice. Even Emma Stone, a past co-star, turned down an endorsement deal connected to Ryan's company, citing concerns about maintaining her authentic image. The takeaway here is clear. Hollywood's glittering facade may run on PR and spin, but when the cracks start to show, it can crumble fast. Ryan and Blake are learning the hard way that you can't charm your way out of everything, especially not when the industry's movers and shakers start turning their backs.
All hell broke loose. She claims he sexual harassed her, and then by the time they premiered the movie, they weren't even speaking to each other. She made him stay in the basement, and Ryan Reynolds turned on him too. And then she claimed that he unleashed a bad PR campaign against her.
Ryan Reynolds, the king of quick wit and viral marketing, is starting to notice a shift in Hollywood's attitude toward him. Sure, the guy can sell gin, mobile plans, and even a quirky superhero movie with ease, but not everyone is buying his polished persona anymore. Let's talk about some notable stars who've decided to pump the brakes on their professional and personal connections with him.
Maybe you think one day I could be a space tourist and I'm a woman and I can make that happen. I don't know. They're pointing out her in this Daily Mail article about Katy Perry's comment about being connected to love when she went into space.
You know, they start with this bombastic line that I've realized that I'm too big to fail at this point, so I just crushed my enemies and drank their blood. I guess something Ryan Reynolds said, I'm assuming is a joke. Yeah, it has no, from a legal perspective, it has no legal relevance in this opposition. It's not in the pleadings, I don't believe. I don't think that it's here for any legal reason. It's here for public consumption and for the public PR battle, I think.
Once considered a potential collaborator, Jake Gyllenhaal has reportedly walked away from working with Ryan, citing personal differences. Jake has always been about authenticity and emotional depth. Just watch Nightcrawler or Brokeback Mountain. And it seems Ryan's overly calculated PR moves didn't sit well. Publicly, Jake has spoken about valuing sincerity and transparency in his collaborators. Translation? He's not into partnerships where charm and marketing outshine genuine connection.
But the reality is there is a deep-seated insecurity and level of manipulation behind him.
The Rock and Ryan, a duo that once lit up screens with their charisma. But behind the scenes, their partnership isn't as solid as it seemed. Reports suggest a strain in their relationship, fueled by Ryan's over-reliance on PR strategies. Dwayne, who prides himself on his no-nonsense, grounded persona, has apparently grown tired of Ryan's tendency to play up the nice guy angle for the cameras. While neither has spoken publicly about the fallout, Hollywood insiders hint that their bromance may be on indefinite hiatus.
Surely some CEOs get nervous about gossip. I can read something that says he should be drawn and quartered.
Emma Stone has always been one of Hollywood's most relatable stars, balancing blockbuster hits with indie credibility. So, when she quietly backed out of an endorsement deal tied to Ryan's company, Maximum Effort, people noticed. The reason? Emma's focus on maintaining her authentic public image. With all the controversy swirling around Ryan, Emma didn't want to risk being seen as complicit in his increasingly divisive branding tactics.
Ryan Reynolds realizes he's too big to fail. He just crushes his enemies and drinks their blood.
It's not just the A-listers stepping back. Up-and-coming actors are making their voices heard too. Many younger Hollywood talents have openly criticized Ryan's manipulative approach to media and branding. They see his tactics as emblematic of an outdated playbook that prioritizes spin over substance, and they're not afraid to say it. The new generation values transparency and relatability over PR gimmicks, and Ryan's carefully constructed image is starting to feel, well, a little too carefully constructed.
So this is how they do it, you guys. This is how they manipulate us.
If there's one thing Hollywood loves more than a good comeback, it's a powerful behind-the-scenes maneuver. The Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively saga offers a masterclass in how the industry's elites leverage connections to shape narratives and control outcomes. Let's pull back the curtain on this glittering and often murky playbook.
Article recently saying that Leighton and I were frenemies, and it's
frenemies. Is that the new term, frenemies?
Yeah, we're friends, but we're also enemies. And it's they see our characters on the show, and they want that to be true in a sense. I think they want everybody's characters in real life to emulate that. And it's really strange because they always want to pit women against each other. You don't hear about like Penn and Chase hating each other and being jealous and competitive.
Hollywood isn't just about talent. It's about who you know. Deals are brokered over cocktails at exclusive retreats and secretive gatherings. Think luxury resorts where billionaires, celebrities, and media moguls mingle, exchanging favors that can make or break careers. Need your name on a prestigious list? Want a magazine cover that conveniently deflects negative press? These gatherings are where the magic or manipulation happens.
Who owns Time Magazine? Well, this guy Mark Benioff, who also owns Salesforce. That's who owns Time. Now,
Mark Benioff, the billionaire owner of Time Magazine and Salesforce CEO, plays a pivotal role in this story. Known for his influence in both media and tech, Benioff has reportedly shaped narratives that benefit his elite circle.
Oh, look at this. There's Mr. Mark Benioff, head of Time, Salesforce, with not Ari Emanuel, their agent, but Ari's brother, Rahm Emanuel, political, person and brother. Here they are together at an event, hanging out together.
His connections to PR agents and Hollywood insiders have fueled speculation that Ryan and Blake's Time Magazine accolades were more about strategic alliances than merit. What's fascinating is how seamlessly these deals unfold. PR agents and media owners work together, trading access and exposure for loyalty and influence. It's all very polished on the surface, but dig deeper, and you'll find the fingerprints of orchestrated campaigns designed to control public perception.
But she kind of did, right? She's like, how does all the negative attention affect your businesses? Because if you scroll through the comments of this video, Team Justin all the way.
Ryan's inclusion in Time's 100 most influential companies wasn't just a coincidence. His company, Maximum Effort, has built its brand on clever marketing and viral stunts. Think Deadpool breaking the fourth wall, or ads that feel more like skits. But while the surface charm is undeniable, critics argue that the relentless self-promotion masks a deeper insecurity. The narrative feels less about celebrating achievements and more about staying ahead of negative press. Blake's recognition, too, is raising eyebrows. The timing of her award coinciding with Justin Baldoni's legal troubles has fueled speculation that the couple used their accolades to drown out bad press. By redirecting attention, they've managed to temporarily shift the narrative, but not without raising questions about their integrity.
What I will speak to separately is the feeling of being a woman who has a voice today.
Sorry, I keep interrupting, but I got a commentary, and I'm so sick.
Ryan and Blake may have mastered Hollywood's playbook, but as the backlash grows, their moves are starting to look less like strategy and more like desperation. The industry thrives on reinvention, but it also has a long memory, and for now, the tide seems to be turning against them. The once unstoppable duo of Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds is discovering that Hollywood's love can turn cold faster than you can say PR stunt. The fallout from their alleged manipulative tactics isn't just a bump in the road, it's a full-on sinkhole, swallowing their carefully crafted public personas.
So he can claim jokes or whatever, but to pull random quotes of Justin talking about his teenage years and his growth and maturity and to try to use against him to label him a predator, which none of the quotes did, I actually applaud them for, even though they're not supposed to do it, for making the point to be like, nice try, Reynolds. You have your own quotes.
Let's start with the obvious. Their golden reputation is now tarnished. Industry insiders who once couldn't stop singing their praises are reportedly less enchanted. Declining goodwill might be putting it lightly. Whispers of mistrust are becoming the talk of the town. One producer reportedly referred to their PR strategies as calculated to a fault, while another hinted that working with them feels more like a chess game than a creative partnership. And then there's the money. With brands like Aviation Gin and Maximum Effort relying heavily on Ryan's charm offensive, the cracks in his public image spell trouble. Corporate partners don't just want faces, they want untouchable, drama-free faces. When controversy creeps in, so does hesitation. Blake, with her fashion collaborations and lifestyle endorsements, isn't immune either. Luxury brands thrive on exclusivity, not association with scandal.
And I think the fact right now that people are kind of tired of entitlements, celebrities, and billionaires.
This controversy isn't just about Ryan and Blake. It's shaking the foundations of media credibility. Time magazine, once a symbol of integrity, now faces skepticism for playing the PR game. The question on everyone's mind, how many other accolades are less about merit and more about backroom deals? Other celebrities who've built their brands on similarly orchestrated narratives are nervously watching this unfold. If Ryan and Blake, the masters of likability, can fall from grace, who's next? The ripple effect is forcing a broader conversation about authenticity in an industry notorious for its smoke and mirrors.
I did a film with an absolute idiot of a co-star, and this human being was being so insecure and angry because this person couldn't get the scenes out, and I think I was so vulnerable and comfortable.
Hollywood, meet your reckoning. The fall of Blake and Ryan is more than just celebrity gossip. It's a cautionary tale about what happens when you underestimate your audience. People are tired of being sold fairy tales wrapped in PR packaging. The entertainment industry isn't what it used to be. Independent creators and platforms are on the rise, calling out manipulative practices and offering unfiltered content. From YouTube to TikTok, these creators are exposing the underbelly of Hollywood one post at a time. They've become the voice of an audience that's fed up with spin and eager for transparency. Hollywood is starting to feel the heat. Studios and networks, once untouchable, are now scrambling to adjust. Accountability is no longer optional. With social media amplifying every misstep, the days of sweeping controversies under the red carpet are over. So, what's the takeaway from all this drama? For starters, authenticity is the new currency. Audiences don't just want to be entertained, they want to believe in the people behind the screen. The demand for transparency and accountability is reshaping the industry, forcing stars and studios to rethink their approach. As for Ryan and Blake, salvaging their image won't be easy. A public apology, a low-key humanitarian project, a tearful interview on a morning show, the playbook for comebacks is well worn, but whether they can pull it off remains to be seen. One thing's for sure, their next move will be under the microscope.
He can claim jokes or whatever, but to pull random quotes of Justin talking about his teenage years and his growth and maturity and to try to use against him to label him a predator, which none of the quotes did, I actually applaud them for, even though they're not supposed to do it, for making the point to be like, nice try, Reynolds. You have your own quotes.
In a town built on reinvention, Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively might yet find a way to bounce back. But for now, their story serves as a reminder that in Hollywood, the shine doesn't last forever, especially when the spotlight reveals more than just a perfectly curated image. The fallout from Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds' alleged PR tactics is shaking Hollywood, and it's a reminder that authenticity matters more than ever. Audiences are tired of manipulative practices, and this drama shows why it's crucial to question the narratives we're sold. Want to stay ahead of the latest scandals and industry shifts? Hit that like button and subscribe to join the conversation. Together, we can hold the entertainment world accountable and demand real change. Don't miss out. Subscribe now and stay tuned for more insights, updates, and unfiltered truths about Hollywood's biggest players.